Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek. You are watching Kevin the Geek, and welcome back to Outnumbered Series 3 Episode 2. And the first image that I see literally on this screen is a big for sale sign, which I did kind of see briefly in the first episode. After they did the whole trip and when they went back to the house, I noticed that there was a for sale sign, but I didn't know what to think. I was like, they've not mentioned anything, so was it just a coincidence? But the fact that they're showing it again leads me to maybe think that maybe the family are thinking about moving house. We'll find out.
I was sorting out the computer after it crashed, and I noticed that someone had downloaded an inappropriate image.
Uh-oh.
Was it you?
Probably.
Well, it could be. Was it the farting nun?
No, Ben, it was not the farting nun.
Or was it the tree man?
Ben.
Or is it that creepy dude who can lift things up with his mind? That's cool.
Ben,
or was it that evil clown song?
Ben.
Oh, I know. Was it the Pekingese dog on the lawnmower? Because that made me want to throw up.
Ben, I think you know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
It's a rude part of a lady with no clothes on.
Which rude
Ha.
part?
The top rude part.
What? Both top rude parts or just...
Ben, did you download it or not?
Next on Britain's Got Talent is Hippo. Right now, Hippo, what are you going to do for us today? I'm going to eat all the chocolate I can eat in memory of my mother. Okay, then off you go. Nom 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 nom.
Golden buzzer. Ah. So mother-in-law is back for this episode. Let's see if she has any more of a conversation with Pete this time round. Clearly not.
All right, over to Simon Cowell. And that wasn't very impressive because after a while you were sick everywhere and the Queen would not like to see that at all.
I mean,
And now
she's
over
probably
to
seen it with the
Piers.
dogs.
This act symbolises everything that's great about Britain. And Amanda, I hated it. Now over to Anton Tech.
Go on, do the Geordie accent.
Well, sorry to hear about that, but our next contestant is Elephant. Woo, elephant!
A rubber could have broken in and downloaded it.
That's ridiculous.
Or Dad could have done it.
Why would your dad have a large picture of a woman's...
I mean,
Well, Craig's dad does. He has lots of pictures of women. You have to pay Craig 50p to see one.
Right. Well, I'm going to talk to you more about that in a moment.
Yeah.
But right now, downloading something like that is inappropriate.
What does inappropriate mean? Only I hear it a lot and does it mean naughty?
It means behaviour that it's not appropriate, not suitable, behaviour that's out of place.
Out of what place?
Yes, it means naughty.
So, good day, Mum?
Mm-hmm. And yourself?
No, not too bad, thanks.
Hello, and what's your name? I'm Elephant, and I am performing in memory of my mother, who was savaged to death by ostriches.
Ostriches?
And what are you going to do for us today? I'm going to set my head on fire. Off you go then. Set my head on fire.
I mean, she's got the spirit of the
Now over
show.
to Piers. It symbolises everything that's great about this country. Now over to Anton Tech.
What about Simon and Amanda?
Sitting on Anta.
Why is this jam jar full of wasps?
One of Ben's projects. Listen, Pete, have you asked your mum about why she's so keen to give us that 3,000?
Do you know, I just haven't had a chance. I mean, we really haven't had a moment to talk.
Well,
She's normally so careful with her money, and now
Hey,
it's...
Dad, want to game of chess?
Yeah, okay.
I'm really, really good.
Okay, Grandmaster.
Forgot.
You know this chess club he's been going to? Well, they've asked him to play in an inter-schools tournament tomorrow.
Really?
Oh, cool.
It's probably one of those inclusion things, you know. Everyone gets a game even if they're rubbish.
Give him a chance. In some ways, he's quite a sophisticated thinker.
He could be pretty good. Because you think about how Ben is, as a general rule, you know, sometimes it's when someone is not as stimulated, you know, mentally, that they kind of go off on a bit of tangent. I try to remember that there's a story, a new one, so I'll try and remember to say it at the end.
So this computer thing, you think it was him? I mean, it does have form when it comes to downloading and uploading.
Yeah, did YouTube ever get back to you about that?
Yeah, according to their cyber citizenship guidelines, because I'm only in it from the neck down, they're not obliged to remove it. Although they are giving it a parental guidance warning.
Do you know, I don't think this was Ben. And Jake swears it wasn't him either.
OK, Ben, we're a bishop short. So you've got Darth Vader.
What do they mean when a woman's size 0? Because 0 is nothing, so then they'd be invisible.
It just means she's very skinny. But a woman can be any size or shape she wants.
What about a hexagon?
Maybe not that.
No, I meant it can
Or
be...
a triangle, because triangles are...
No, I meant it doesn't
women could
matter
be a
if a woman
triangle.
is thin or fat.
What if you're like this? Would that
Prob-
be okay?
Well,
There's a man
probably
in
not.
Mexico, and he has to get a crane to get him out of bed. He's so fat. Is that all right?
Oh,
Probably not.
well, no,
What
I think...
is too fat? Is it?
Would you like to watch some television?
No.
You know, I've been thinking about those, that image on the computer.
Could be Mum who put it on there.
Me? I found it.
She who smelt it dealt it.
Ben, you need to concentrate. You see, this morning, I walked in on my mum using the computer, and as soon as she saw me, she closed it down really fast.
So
Oh.
you're saying that your 68-year-old mother has turned gay and is downloading soft porn onto the computer?
Potentially.
No.
Don't put it past them.
No, of course not.
It's the last person you suspect.
All right. Come on, Ben, it's your move. Ben?
It's Jane. No, not annoying Jane, your sister Jane.
All right, okay. Hi, Jane.
Mom, Gavin rang.
Gavin?
Gavin, you know, the estate agent. He said some people are going to come look at the house.
All right, when?
7 o'clock tonight.
So they are
What?
planning on selling.
Why didn't you tell me?
Did tell you, just now.
But that's 1 hour from now.
Hang on a sec.
I'll help you tidy up.
Oh, great, thank you. I'll tell Gavin they can't come.
I don't care if they come or not, because I'm not moving.
Really?
I worked as a estate agent for a little bit, and trust me, the amount of times people would go around and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry about the mess," and it is literally like not even filthy. But I'll tell you what, you know, if you're selling a family home, in all honesty, it don't matter whether it's messy or not, because at the end of the day, they're going, "Okay, we can see that the room is big enough because clearly you got a lot of stuff in it, so maybe it might be an advantage."
It's Sue Brockman. We can't do a viewing tonight, and in future, if you talk to a teenager, please assume we haven't got the message.
What about the
I don't mind
youngsters?
everybody else moving, but I'm staying here.
Okay, I'll tell the estate agent to put it in the details. Delightful semi-south-facing garden and built-in 7-year-old.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm staying here. And that is all I have to say on the matter.
I'll try and tell you about my time as a
Sue?
estate agent at the end as
Can I
well.
just have a word about something?
Go on then. Oh, a word.
It's all right. I'm going upstairs.
Good work. Anyway, the reason Jane rang is because Mum has offered her a couple of thousand as well.
Blimey.
And she sent a cheque for £800 to Lucille.
Well, why don't you just ask your mum what's going on? I mean, she's going home tomorrow, so...
Well, she wouldn't tell Jane. And she quite likes Jane, so, you know, something's up. What do you reckon?
Well, get some out of the cupboard.
You move.
Oh, I see what you're up to. Ben, can you just...
Ben, please, no strafing in the kitchen. We don't want another friendly fire incident with the wine rack. Listen, Pete. Maybe we should accept that money from your mum. I mean, she obviously wants us to have it.
I don't know, it just doesn't feel right.
But you were comfortable enough accepting those gifts from my dad.
Yeah. A Betamax video recorder,
Yeah.
a cider press,
Yeah.
and a Chinese soldier's jawbone from the Korean War.
Well, okay, but
I'll take the cider
is that
press.
still under your pillow?
No, I sold it to Ibrahim.
Mum,
What?
is anusol toothpaste?
No, wait.
No.
Right, let's see.
Checkmate.
Ah!
Silly Ben, it can't be chocolate. We've only just...
Ben might be a little bit of an undiscovered genius. See what I mean? His brain works fast. Hey, he might have found a skill he's actually good at.
Karen,
Daddy, I've told
come
you.
back and finish it.
Finish my breakfast.
I know it was you who downloaded that woman's image.
Been looking at my emails.
I saw them, yes.
Now that is out of order.
You're a bit burpy. You should go and see a burpologist. That was what the doctor said.
No, he didn't. Don't cherry pick the muesli.
There aren't any cherries in the muesli.
You know what I mean. You pick out all the good bits. The last third of the packet is like eating dust.
It's natural sifting. It happens in the tundra. The largest rocks reach the surface.
Oh, not the tundra excuse again.
Why did you download that image onto the family computer?
Because Ben melted my laptop. And also, the resolution on my phone is crap.
Jake,
It's like...
why did you lie to me?
Because I knew you'd just go and throw yourself into some overreaction like this.
Oh, yeah,
And he's a
you're
teenager.
overreacting. Come back.
It was him.
Yeah, I had trouble sleeping last night, so I had another go at sorting out the computer. And unsurprisingly, it was Warren who sent him the email. Oh, and Jake's been on one of those internet poker sites. I didn't have a chance to broach that one with him.
Oh, God.
And I don't want to worry you.
No, I am worried. Go on.
But you know you said your mum turned the computer off suddenly? Well, someone's been looking up symptoms of intestinal cancer.
Oh.
Right.
So what with that and her trying to give all her money away?
Dad, you want another game of chess?
There's not really time, Ben.
Who won last night?
Oh. Ben won.
I kicked his sorry butt.
Meh.
You went easy on him. You shouldn't do that. It's not good for children.
You certainly never went easy on me.
Trust me, he didn't go
Particularly
easy.
remember my crushing defeat at Scrabble, because I was still upset at the start of my birthday party. My 5th birthday party.
Damn.
If you let children win, you cheat them of that moment when they really beat you for the first time.
I will caveat that by saying it depends on the circumstance. Like my way of getting my nephew to go up to get changed for a bath and then to literally get into the bath, probably from the age of about 2, 3-ish, is literally to say, I'm going to race you. I'm going to race you upstairs. And any time, if he doesn't win, he has a full-on meltdown. And I know it's not good, but sometimes for the sake of your head and for the sake of not having a pounding headache for the rest of the night, it's better to just let him win.
And if we keep playing Scrabble, Peter, that moment might still come.
It already would have if he hadn't spelled quasi with a Z.
It's an alternative spelling.
In Norway, maybe.
Pete. Anyway, I don't think you should let Ben win.
Well, all right, Mum. Why don't you play him and beat him? I mean, maybe you're right. I mean, it's important that kids learn how to lose, isn't it?
Pete, we don't have time. We're going to leave for school.
Well, you can start now and finish this evening. I'll set the board up.
Okay, just let me get dressed. I've been meaning to ask, what is that thing?
Well, that's the elephant in the room. We never talk about that.
Why not?
No, it's the elephant. It's an expression. Oh, never mind.
He still hasn't written back to me.
Who?
Why hasn't he written back to me?
He's probably busy.
Doing what?
Well, you know, being President of the United States.
Oh.
Tony Blair wrote back to me about the badges.
Yeah, but that probably wasn't him. That was one of his secretaries. Karen, you put your top on back to front.
But you said that it was him.
Yeah, well, you were 4 at the time, so we probably let you
No.
think that.
You lied. What would Tony Blair have said if he knew that you lied to a 4-year-old?
Well done.
They do that a lot. They accuse us of lying, but it's them that lie most.
There is a difference between letting a small child down gently and downloading porn.
Well, it's not porn, because A, I didn't have to pay for it, and B, it was taken in a public place.
Well, hang on,
That's worse.
what public place?
Orange Garden.
Who's it of?
Miss Murchison. She lives opposite him.
It's one of your teachers.
Miss Murchison.
Well, how do you think she'd feel if she knew there were naked pictures of her going around the school?
It's okay, we didn't include her face.
Tall one with the red hair.
That doesn't make it better, Jake. And what's more, Pete, don't go near that computer.
Yeah.
What's more, we need to have a serious conversation.
Mum!
In the living room, now.
Dad, look at this.
Later, Karen.
Ben! Mummy, look. Reader's Digest says that we have definitely won £500,000.
Oh, of
Which
course.
is in our bank account, ready to be transferred into your bank account when we're ready.
£500,000. Wow, that's so much money. Could buy loads of stuff.
Everything. We can buy a massive mansion made out of gold. And
I would buy a robotic dragon with a flamethrower in its tongue. I'd buy a TV which you can walk inside. It's like the size of a door.
And
But
anyway, what about
it
those
depends on
magazines
where you
by
buy
those
it. Because in London, 500 grand, that's probably going to get you a 1-bed flat.
celebrities probably don't want those pictures taken, yet you still go out and buy the magazines.
Well, I don't buy them. I occasionally pick them up off trains and bring them home to recycle.
Can I just go, please?
No, this is serious, very serious. In fact, what you have done is actually a criminal offence.
What criminal
Voyeurism.
offence is it?
It's,
Voyeurism.
well, it's
Voyeurism.
receiving stolen
Breasts.
You could get into big trouble here.
oh yeah, a time machine.
Yes,
We could
TARDIS.
see us when we're older.
I'd buy the Amazon rainforest.
Or right by school and then close it down.
What would poor Miss Murchison do if she knew about all this?
Buy curtains.
Jake, this is very serious. And we haven't even got on to the poker yet.
What poker?
The poker you've been playing on the computer.
I never did that.
Well, you said you never did
I
this.
should probably get going to school, to be honest.
Or to save the polar bears, you could have enough money to drop massive ice cubes and bits of ice onto where they are, so they can be saved.
Or we could just buy 500,000 magnums.
Okay, Ben. Now, I warn you, I'm going to play my absolute best. Which do you want to be, black or white?
Black, because it's the colour of death.
White.
I mean, they're just teenage boys. They're like baboons on heat in school uniform.
Unless someone does something, they'll turn into baboons on heat in suits and ties. What if the girls in your school were circulating pictures of you in that? Actually, let's not even think about that.
Yeah, don't go
I
there.
do have ringtones of Jeff Castle,
Who?
the relief art teacher, in bed with someone.
How in God's name did they?
No, it was 11J. Best not to ask. If you want a car that still works at 4 o'clock.
Check.
What?
You see, there are some things you can't do while playing your Game Boy.
Yeah, that's what the man on my cycling proficiency test said.
Come on, let's get everyone moving.
Pete, you don't seem that worried about your mum and all that medical stuff on the computer.
No, I am.
Because don't you think it's a bit odd? Oh, God, it's you, isn't it?
I was just checking out all the
Oh.
various possibilities of my stomach symptoms.
You know you only frighten
Yeah.
yourself when you do that. It's like that time when we got back from Morocco and you convinced yourself you had rabies.
It was just that when Dr. Benjamin said he was sending me for those tests, I thought he looked a bit worried.
But he always looks worried. He's got that lazy eye. Come on, everyone. We need to go in 2 minutes. Look, don't worry about it. You cycled 40 miles last weekend. You're obviously really fit.
Has he got another pain? Men and their ailments, eh?
Checkmate.
Don't be silly, Ben. That's not...
No, I think that is checkmate. No, I thought that you were...
I didn't want to discourage him on the day of his tour.
Yeah.
Well, you,
Funny that.
cheating him at that moment where he beats you for real for the first time.
You planned that, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We almost certainly haven't won a prize, and it's nearly tea time.
What do you mean we haven't won a prize?
Look, it's not...
£500,000.
They make it look like that, so you buy their magazine.
Well, if it means £500,000, let's buy their magazines. They don't cost that much.
Listen, Karen, we are not getting any money.
But I've already spent it.
What?
I promised Maisie Warburton £10,000 for this glow-in-the-dark pen.
Fair
You have
enough.
to give it back.
No, it was no returns. You'll have to give her the £10,000 because you don't want to end up in court.
Karen,
Because I think you'll probably lose money.
Hey, based on the court systems currently, you might be waiting a little while there, Karen.
Hang on, why's Janice emailing me about nothing? Didn't even know she had my... God, I could quite happily destroy this computer, all the trouble it causes.
don't worry about Jake and those pictures.
To be honest, Sandra, I'm more worried about his late-night poker sessions.
That wasn't Jake.
Well, I'd have said the same about Miss Murchison.
No, Sue. It wasn't Jake. So does Ben get his chess genes from you?
Nope.
Well, I play a little bit.
Grayson, the boy he's playing, he's never lost a local tournament before. Ben's giving him quite a game.
So, how long have you been addicted to these sites?
I'm not sure I
Oh.
can use the word addicted.
Well, if you've lost more than £4,000...
This sounds pathetic, but I've been feeling so lonely. And all the guys I've been playing with, Mongo, Middlesex Fats, Colchester Kid, Boner, Ace
Boner.
Dog End. It felt like a community.
It's a community that took you for £4,000.
And that's why I've been trying so hard to give my money away to all of you, you know, so I don't just fritter it away.
Look, Sandra, I really think that you should open up to Pete about this.
Oh, you mustn't tell Peter.
Well, I can't keep it from him.
Oh. All right. But families work much better before this talking fad started.
One more battle noise like that, and I shall have to disqualify him.
Why?
Easy on the battle noises, okay?
This is chess, not soccer.
So?
Right.
Ben,
It wasn't a battle noise. It was a horsey noise.
It's got you there.
it wasn't a battle noise. It was a horsey noise.
One final chance.
Dear Barack Obama, I am beginning
Yeah.
to lose my patience.
What are you writing to him about now?
About how they said that we had won a prize, but we actually hadn't. And that everyone from Reader's Digest should go to jail and have to wee in a bucket and only have a budgie to talk to.
Well, I'm
Fair
not
enough.
sure you can go to jail for...
I dread to think what Karen would say to
Some
Trump.
people say that jail is quite nice. Is that true?
I think that's just the Daily Mail says things like that. It's not nice to have your freedom taken away, is it?
They don't even have to go in prisons. If they're really bad, they should just be put in holes in the ground with you know, the things that go over a gutter, the big plates,
Yes.
with that
Yeah.
over, and so that they stay in the dark. And then they have to eat soup and they don't even put the soup in the bowl. They just pour it down into the hole, and they have to eat it with their hands off of the mud. They should make it really horrible, and anyone who does a bad thing that could hurt someone and they were over 10 should go to jail.
10?
No mind games, please.
Not mind games. He's bored. His old specky, swarty chops is taking so long.
That's her son.
Oh.
She's the referee and that's her son.
Actually, I'm an adjudicator. Have you a problem with that?
Yes, I have. Oh, I can just see that in the Premiership. Wayne Rooney has been awarded a penalty by his mum because Frank Lampard has been mean to him.
I just remind you that we play in silence.
Oh, you've got all these rules. We haven't got any rule that says the referee can't be someone's mum.
You swan in here, your first tournament, and you think that...
Excuse me, we're trying to concentrate here.
Yeah.
Die, Bishop, die.
You were warned. You are now...
Duck, Queenie,
Oh, Grayson. Grayson, stop that at once. Grayson, stop that. Grayson, please. Silence, boys.
Right, so you're going to put the prisoners in fridges and ovens now, are you?
Well, you don't turn the oven on. Well, you turn it on a tiny bit, and then after they're in there for about half an hour, then you take them out and you put them in the fridge. And then once they're in there for half an hour, you keep swapping so that they never get too hot or too cold.
Yeah. I think that one's been done. I think Stalin had that idea. By the way, Karen, you didn't tell anyone at school about us winning a prize, did you?
We told everyone.
Oh, of course you did.
And what exactly did you tell them?
That we won £500,000 and that we were now the richest people in school. And Ben
Probably
said
not.
that he would buy the school 3 whiteboards and a leopard.
That explains a lot. Particularly the odd look Celia gave me at pickup when I asked to borrow 20p for the meter. Oh, well, I'm sorry, Kitty. It must be so difficult to make ends meet. While we're on the subject, you didn't hear of us winning £500,000, did you?
Oh, no.
Because we didn't. Oh, God, no. I know that's not why you rang. No, don't be silly. No.
Yes,
No,
yes,
bye.
yes.
Can I go on the computer?
He's made a chest buddy.
Oh, great. You're through to Sue's phone. We have not, repeat, not won £500,000. Please leave a message. Do you still want to?
So what's...
Okay. I've told my mates they have to delete Miss Murchison's breasts, stop sending them out. But, you know, I can't do anything about the other schools.
Schools.
It is the World Wide Web, Mum.
Yeah, but this
Yeesh.
won't have gone worldwide, will it?
Well,
OK. I'm not going to follow that one up.
borough-wise.
God, I hate the internet. It's full of porn and the kids have access to all sorts of scary stuff that no one understands.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I felt like that at 13 without the internet.
Yeah, but you didn't have to go to Richie's sleepover and watch the Taliban video of some poor tribesman getting his head sawn off.
Well, we were lucky he didn't understand what he was watching. He thought it was a David Copperfield thing.
Oh, my
We were
word.
going to put the head back on afterwards.
Well, that's me packed up and ready to go.
Oh! Right. Ben, I've got something to show you.
What?
It's in the garden. Front garden.
What?
Come on.
Oh, God, I'm trying to do something. Can't you see that?
Meh.
Handbag. So I suppose Sue's told you about the gambling.
Pretty much. I suppose we need to sort this whole thing out.
I have. Internet disconnected, credit cards frozen. I've asked to be banned from the sites, and if you and your sister accept the money I'm offering, then there's no chance I'll relapse. So, it's all sorted, okay?
Right, OK, it's just that sometimes, Mum, these addictions, it can be hard to stop because it goes a lot deeper. Is there something deeper you'd like to talk about?
No.
Fair enough.
Peter, I think Sue would really like us to spend some time opening up to each other.
Right.
Good
What's
talk.
it supposed to do?
It's cyber vigil software. It blocks your children from inappropriate websites.
Yeah, but I can clone that off Oscar's mum's computer.
Yeah, well, I decided to buy it rather than steal it.
Oh, you're so weird.
A quick cup of tea, anyone? I'm making.
Everything all right, you two? Had a good natter?
Oh,
Yeah, it was lovely. It was really cleared the air. Yeah,
Very good talk.
lovely. Should have done it a long time ago.
Years ago.
Well, good.
There's an email here. Says that Ben's school has been banned from the chess league.
Does it say why?
Inappropriate behaviour.
Oh. Something must have happened after we left.
Look, come on, do we really have to bother with this cyber visual thing?
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
100%.
Why?
Because as responsible parents, we need something to defend this family from the dark and dangerous tentacles of the internet.
That's right.
So we
True.
need you to install it because we can't make head or tail of it.
Wow. Great episode. Really good episode. God, so much to talk about with that. So the story that I was kind of originally talking about when I was mentioning Ben, there was this story I always remember hearing about this little girl. Would have been like 6 years old, something like that. Never concentrated at school, could never sit still, this kind of stuff. And she apparently had all the teachers looking into it, and speaking to the mum and dad, and blah, blah, blah. Then she got this doctor to come around and everything, while at school and everything. Was having a bit of chat with her. He's like, right, I'm going to go and have a chat with mummy and daddy. You just wait here for a minute and we'll go. And as he left, he literally turned on the radio. And then they looked through the window and they said, just look at her. There's nothing wrong with her. She's a dancer. She just can't sit still. She wants to dance. And she grew up to be like this big, really famous dancer of, I don't know, ballet or whatever it was. But that's the kind of thing I think that I've seen in this episode, particularly with Ben. I mean, I've jokingly called him a psychopath in the past, but I think he is very much a case that he needs something to really stimulate him, and if he's not stimulated, then he's going to try and find something to entertain him, and I think that shows in the chess match. In the chess match against Pete. Again, he probably doesn't feel that Pete is giving him a challenge. So that's why he keeps getting distracted, going off and playing around, doing whatever he's doing. When he's obviously in the match against the kid, who's obviously there having a good battle of wits, that's where you see him much more focused. And then when you see him go, excuse me, we're trying to concentrate here, he's finally met his match in a way. So I'd like to see more stuff like that with Ben, because I think that's a really interesting insight to him as a character. I'm guessing that they're going to be, at least for a little while, going with this selling the house storyline, which, in many years ago, about 10.5 years ago. It would be pretty much exactly that, because I basically bought my flat. I moved in literally the end of November of 2014, and then literally the following Monday started work at this estate agent's. I was there for 2 years, and it was the most awful experience of my entire life, because estate agents, they get a bad rep, and most of them, I will say, deservedly so. They are scumbags. I got really annoyed at one point, and I had a real go with my bosses, and like a proper team meeting. I was just like, I'm really not happy. because I don't feel that we're working as a team. I literally feel that my colleagues would stab me in the back to pick up a penny off the floor in the street, and they all laughed at me. So it's like, clearly you don't understand me. And just the way that they would try and work, like I'll always remember two events from my time there. So part of it is the people that you work with, the people who are in that industry, and then also the customers themselves. So one of the big things was you had to kind of learn everything about the people that you are either trying to sell their house or trying to find a house for someone else to buy. And it's all about, getting the soft facts and stuff. So if I'm talking to you, I don't just go, what's your budget? How many houses are you looking at? How many bedrooms are you looking for? Are you looking for a big garden, or whatever the case may be? You're asking the little questions, things that give you the information without like directly asking it. So you might say, do you have a dog? If you have a dog, then that means, okay, in your head you go, okay, so they probably want some sort of outdoor space so the dog can run around and do its business and all that kind of stuff. If they've got 3 cars in the household, okay, they might want a big driveway. They don't really want to be parking on the street. Things like that. You build up the trust with people. You learn what they're looking for to help find the right thing for them. And despite that, I remember we had a house on the market. It was like a big 3-story house with like loads of stairs. It was a beautiful house. The people that were selling it was a lovely house. And my manager come to me and she's like, have you rung everyone on your list who are in that sort of price range? Have you called them up and have you offered the house? And I was like, most of them, literally like 98% of them. I was like, well, why haven't you offered it to everyone in that price range? Well, for example, I've got little old Ethel who is 97. She's just had a hip replacement. She is looking to have a bungalow. She doesn't want anything else. She wants a ground floor place. She can just walk in, sit on a couch, watch 15 to 1 in the snooker, and just just have a nice simple thing and a wet room and everything, so she's not having to worry. And it's like, I think you should offer it to her anyway. It's like, why? So she's very clear. She's 97 and she's a hip replacement. Well, she can have a stair lift and sort of like, well, I've already broached that subject when I first spoke to her. She don't want a stair lift. She hates stair lifts. She knew of a friend who had an accident. It broke down and got stuck. So she was literally for like a day stuck halfway up the stairs. She couldn't go anywhere. So she's like, no, I don't want a stair lift. I just want a bungalow. So when you have, your managers like that, it's like clearly they're trying to tell you one thing, but then completely ignoring it just to get your sale. And the other one I always remember, and this was more for the customer side of things, we had a guy who was selling a house. Amazing. Like, this guy had spent a fortune on it. And this was a bungalow, actually. And bungalows in the estate agent business, at least in my area, such a rarity to come by, especially one in that condition. It's on the market about 280,000. And literally, it was immaculate. And especially the guy was a landscape gardener, so amazing garden. He bought part of the next door neighbour's garden, so he had a huge wraparound garden. And I had this one guy who was so fussy, so fussy. He literally had all these requirements, and if one thing wasn't there on that list, like, he wouldn't even go and look at the house. Like, one of his requirements, like, he wanted a separate utility room that had its own door so you could shut off the sound when you're doing your washing or whatnot. That particular. And I'd had maybe 10 bungalows in about 2 years come on the market, and he was like, nope, not going to watch it because I ain't got this, ain't got that. This one literally had everything he wanted. It was in his price range. I was like, literally, he was the first one I rang. I was like, you need to come and see this. I've been trying to apply into your place for 2 years, and we've not been able to do it. Comes around, it takes him 5 visits before he finally puts in an offer, and he puts in his offer at 230 grand, so 50 grand below the asking price. And I said to him, I was like, look, obviously legally I have to put this offer to the vendor. However, it's 50 grand below the asking price. I have a pretty good understanding of what he's going to say. So in the event he says no, which is, to be honest, very likely, do you have a follow-up offer? He's like, nope, not at this stage. Okay. So I need to explain it to him. Can you explain why you're putting in this offer? And he basically said to me, 2 reasons. One, At the moment, I have a flat in the next town over, and that's where I do my work, and I'm currently about 3 years away from retirement. So until I retire, I'm going to be living in that bungalow, in the flat in the week, and then I'll come out here to the bungalow at the weekends. So you want him to knock 50 grand off because you don't want to do about a 3-mile commute during the weekdays. Okay, I will suggest that to him. Any other reasons? Any other reasons why you want to knock 50 grand off the asking price? Well, the other thing is there's a lot of radon in that particular area. Now, radon, of course, is that invisible gas that is just literally in the atmosphere. And it's like, there's a high percentage of it in this particular town compared to pretty much the rest of the country. So what I am prepared to do is hold back 10 grand, and because to do the radon proofing, it takes probably about 6 months to get the results in and stuff like that. If it turns out that it's had the adequate proofing, you can have the extra 10 grand. If it doesn't, then I'm keeping the 10 grand because that's how much it'll take to fix. And I was like, sorry, mate, sorry. I don't want to sound facetious or anything, but what happens if you want to do a bit of gardening? Because you've told me that you like a bit of gardening. Or what happens when you want to go and get some bread and milk from the shops? Is your car radon proofed? And if you decide to walk, do you own a radon proof bubble that you can just walk down in? Because I was like, well, yeah, you are being a bit facetious. I was like, well, exactly. You're trying to knock 50 grand off this amazing property. Have a bit of common sense. The annoying thing was, the vendor, because he was desperate to move and he found this place he wanted to buy, he did accept an offer from this guy for $235,000, which I was like, dude, you're selling yourself way too short here. And annoyingly, that guy who was trying to buy it pissed about so much that eventually he just pulled out, just out of the blue after 9 months of it, going through solicitors and whatnot. And eventually managed to sell it to a guy who originally hadn't been able to go and view it because he was in hospital at the time, and he actually bought it. The price has gone up a little bit in the meantime, and he came in and was like, I want this so much, I'm going to pay 10 grand above the new asking price. So he bought it at £310,000. Yeah, that is a state agency for you. It's a horrendous business. I would not recommend it to anybody in the world. It was the most soul-sucking, depressing time of my life. I've gone off a bit of a tangent there, and I haven't really spoken that much about this episode. I've kind of spoken a bit more myself, and I apologise for that. That was a very good episode. I love the stuff with the kids. I love the stuff with the porn stuff and the whole grandma going and doing some online gambling stuff. That was a really nice storyline. I don't know if she's going to come back I like her. I do kind of like her, and I like her little relationship with Pete. I think it is difficult to have those difficult conversations with your parents, because they never want to admit that they're having a tough. I mean, not everybody wants to admit it, but parents especially don't want to admit it. So, yeah, right. I'm going to stop that there. Join me soon for episode 3. Hopefully that'll be out on Patreon already right now. You can head on over there to watch it early. Otherwise, you can just wait until next week for it. But until next time, subscribe, turn on the Patreon, drop your comments below, all the usual things. But my name's Kevin. I'm a geek. You've been watching Kevin the Geek. Goodbye.